Good evening, my dear friend. You are safe here. Tonight, pause for a moment and breathe deeply. Let the world around you settle into stillness. Feel the soft cadence of your breath. Each inhale an invitation to peace. Each exhale a release of tension. Allow these words from Psalm 46, verse 10, to envelop your heart. Be still and know that I am God. Rest in the certainty that He is with you, unshakable, unwavering, like a shepherd tending his flock under a starlit sky. As you breathe, picture His gentle presence cradling you. Imagine the hush of midnight wrapped in His loving arms. Let each syllable sink into the quiet chamber of your mind, softening every thought, quieting every worry, so that your spirit may find rest. Entrust to Him the burdens you carry, the anxieties that stir your heart. Yield them now, for in His stillness you discover safe harbor, a sanctuary beyond words. Linger in this sacred moment, allowing the hush between each repetition to deepen your awareness of His nearness. Sense His beloved voice whispering comfort, guiding you towards serenity. Let the melody of silence and scripture weave together, wrapping you in a cloak of divine tranquility. As you continue to breathe, let the promise of His presence outlast each phrase, anchoring you in peace. As the night unfolds, draw in a slow, soothing breath and welcome the promise of Psalm 23, verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Feel His gentle provision like a soft breeze swirling around you, every need anticipated by His loving hand, every longing met with divine care. You are beloved beneath His watchful eye. Imagine yourself led into lush emerald pastures, each blade of grass a tender testament to His faithfulness, each whisper of wind a reminder of His unwavering presence. You rest beside still waters, your heart cradled in His rod and staff, instruments of guidance and comfort. In this sanctuary of His making, there is no want, only abundance, only peace. Let these words wash through you like a healing balm, dissolving every fear, displacing every doubt, leaving only the quiet assurance that you are safe in His care. With each exhale, release the weight of worry into His hands, entrusting Him with every burden. With each inhale, draw in His rest, sinking deeper into the fullness of His presence. Sense His loving arms enfolding you, a refuge where exhaustion yields to restoration, where every sigh becomes a prayer of gratitude. Here, in the hush of midnight, His promise becomes your lullaby, weaving a tapestry of serenity across your mind. Allow Psalm 23 to echo softly within you. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And let that truth cradle every thought until only stillness remains. Breathe and remember, you lack nothing, for He provides all you need, guiding you gently into rest. Tonight, settle into your chosen space, bed, chair, or floor, wherever you feel most at ease. Close your eyes and draw in a deep, steady breath, filling your lungs completely, then release it slowly, allowing your shoulders to drop, your jaw to soften, your mind to quiet. Imagine inhaling God's peace itself and exhaling every tension held within. Now softly begin to speak Psalm 46, verse 10. Be still and know that I am God. Pronounce each word with intention. Feel the opening invitation of be, the invitation of still, to let your thoughts settle like dust in calm air, the certainty in know that anchors your trust, the comforting authority of I am God. Let the phrase hang between your lips, then pause in the silence. Notice how your heartbeat sounds in the pause, how your breath feels against the stillness you've created. Repeat it a second time, slower. Be still and know that I am God. As you speak, visualize a circle of gentle light expanding from your heart outward, dissolving every restless thought. After the utterance, hold the silence for the span of 7 heartbeats. Count them in your mind, but without tension. Simply observe how the quiet grows rich, almost tangible. Feel that quiet pool of stillness filling your chest, comforting your mind. On the 3rd recitation, allow your voice to soften until the words become more felt than heard. Be still and know that I am God. Notice how the silence afterward seems deeper, more resonant. Breathe into that resonance, feeling it settle into every fiber of your being. Let the word cradle you as a lullaby cradles an infant. Continue this cycle of scripture and silence for as many rounds as feels right, 4, 5, or even 10 times. With each repetition, imagine the phrase knitting together the scattered pieces of your thoughts into a single fabric of peace. With each pause, let the sacred hush sustain you until the silence itself becomes a testament to God's nearness. If your mind wanders, gently guide it back to the rhythm of your breath, the vibration of the words, the hush that follows. Trust that each loop draws you further from mental turbulence into the calm sanctuary of divine presence. When you feel complete, linger for a few more breaths in silence. Feel how your body has softened, how your mind has settled. Rest here, cradled in the promise of stillness and rest, knowing that God's presence endures beyond these words, guiding you gently into peaceful sleep. Now, gently shift your focus to the promise of Psalm 23, verse 1. Draw in a deep, soothing breath. Feel your ribs expand like sails catching a calm wind. Then exhale fully, releasing any lingering tension. Begin to speak softly. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Speak it once with clarity, feeling each syllable settle in your heart. The protective warmth of Lord, the tender care implied by shepherd, the assurance of I shall not want. Pause after the phrase, allowing the sound to fade into silence. Notice how your chest rises and falls, how the pause feels like a gentle cradle beneath your awareness. Repeat it again, this time elongating shepherd, until the word itself becomes a soft embrace around your mind. Let shepherd linger on your breath, then complete the sentence, I shall not want. After speaking, hold the silence for 8 heartbeat counts. Simply rest in the hush, sensing how I shall not want resonates in the stillness, displacing every whisper of lack. On the 3rd iteration, imagine the words as footsteps guiding you across lush green pastures. As you say, the Lord is my shepherd, picture soft grass underfoot. As you say, I shall not want, see a gentle stream at your side, supplying all you need. After speaking, pause for 10 heartbeats. Feel the ground of provision beneath you, unwavering, sustaining. Continue the cycle of declaration and hush. Speak the verse, then rest in silence, each round weaving the truth deeper into your soul. With every pause, invite the sensation of being led, cared for, provided with abundance. If concerns arise, a stray thought about tomorrow's tasks, simply note it and let it go, returning your attention to the breath and the sacred words. As you repeat Psalm 23, allow variations. On one round, emphasize Lord as the name above all names. On another, dwell on Shepherd as the one who guides you. On the next, rest in shall not want, affirming sufficiency. Notice how the shifts in emphasis awaken fresh layers of meaning, each facet of the promise settling like dew upon your spirit. After several repetitions, perhaps 6 or 7, linger in the final silence until it feels complete. Feel how your body has softened, your mind has stilled, your soul tastes the abundance of God's provision. Breathe into that fullness, trusting that you lack nothing in His care. When you're ready to move forward, carry this stillness with you as you prepare for the next loop, knowing that the shepherd's quiet vigilance accompanies you into the depths of night and the rest that awaits. As you settle into the rhythm of these sacred loops, allow a gentle pad of ambient harp-like tones to underpin your practice. Soft, sustained chords that ebb and flow like a calm ocean tide. Draw in a long breath, committing to this moment, then exhale slowly, sensing the warmth of divine presence. Now, softly speak Psalm 46, verse 10 once more. Be still and know that I am God. Let your voice ride on the cushion of sound beneath you, each syllable resonating in harmony with the pad's gentle pulse. Feel how the music weaves around the scripture, creating a sanctuary of sound in which every word holds profound weight. After you speak, allow the harp tones to continue alone for the length of 6 steady heartbeats. Feel your chest soften, your mind blank out trivial concerns, as though each chord carries away any lingering unrest. On the next iteration, draw the verse out longer. Be still and know that I am God. Imagine the musical chord swells guiding each pause, the vibration aligning with the spaces between words, strengthening the quiet you've cultivated. As you speak, picture the pad's light shimmer like starlight dancing across the cathedral of your mind, illuminating silent corners until darkness itself is filled with gentle radiance. Then rest in the ensuing hush for 8 deep breaths, noticing how the music and the silence converse within you, one urging, one receiving. As the third recitation comes, soften your tone until the words feel tender, intimate, as if whispered just for you. Be still and know that I am God. Sense how the pad's resonance cradles your voice, sustaining the final God like a gentle echo deep within your soul. Afterward, let the music linger alone for 10 heartbeat counts. Let each chord stroke the strings of your spirit, lulling every thought into restful suspension. Continue this dance of scripture and sound. Recite the verse, then rest in the interplay of harp tones and sacred hush. With each cycle, notice how the notes become more familiar, more nurturing, like a loving presence that never abandons you. Each pause grows thicker with expectation, each note richer with promise. If your attention drifts, gently draw it back by tuning into the pad's underlying resonance, the anchor that holds your awareness safe. Let the melody and the word entwine until they feel inseparable, a single thread weaving peace throughout your being. When this loop feels complete, rest in the final convergence of music and silence, allowing the full embrace of God's stillness to wash over you, guiding you more deeply into divine rest. Now, release all words and let stillness reign. Simply turn your attention to the gentle rise and fall of your breath, noticing the subtle coolness at the tip of your nostrils as you inhale, the soft warmth as you exhale. Allow each cycle of inhalation and exhalation to become your sole focus, like a gentle tide washing over a quiet shore. Invite the ambient pad, the hush beneath your awareness, to accompany you, its soft hum weaving through the pauses of your breath, neither demanding nor distracting, simply present. With eyes closed, sense the air filling your lungs as though drawing in peace itself, expanding your ribcage like a blossoming flower, then releasing every bit of tension with each outbreath, leaving your body lighter, freer. Notice how the ambient tones ebb in and out, creating a living tapestry of sound around your breathing. When the pad swells, let it cradle your in-breath. When it fades, let your out-breath carry away any last remnants of thought. There are no words now, only the rhythmic duet of breath and music. So if your mind seeks to speak, gently guide it back to this duet. Feel the tactile sensation of air entering your nostrils, traveling down your throat, filling your chest and belly, then retracing its path outward. As you continue, your breath may deepen without effort. Your exhales may lengthen. Simply observe these shifts as blessings from the stillness you've invoked. Allow the ambient pad's resonance to mirror the subtle vibrations of your breathing. Each exhale a soft chord, each inhale a receptive silence, until the boundary between inner and outer sound dissolves. If thoughts arise, a whispered plan for tomorrow, a flicker of worry, acknowledge them without judgment and return to the sensation of breath alone, trusting that the silence holds you. Let this space expand, so that with every breath you sink further into a sanctuary beyond thought, a refuge built from the cadence of inhalation, exhalation, and the pad's quiet pulse. Remain here as long as needed, cradled in pure stillness, until the very act of breathing feels like a prayer, drawing you deeper into rest. Shift your focus back to Psalm 23, verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Yet this time, as you speak, envision yourself as one of his sheep, tenderly guided across dew-kissed meadows. Close your eyes and inhale deeply, feeling the cool morning air fill your lungs, then exhale, imagining any remaining tension slipping away like footprints in soft grass. Now, softly intone, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Let each word paint the scene of your shepherd walking beside you. See his gentle hand resting on your shoulder. Hear his soft footsteps encouraging you forward. After the first recitation, hold the silence for 5 heartbeats, noticing how your heartbeat echoes his steady care. Speak the verse a second time, slower. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. As you elongate each syllable, picture golden rays of sunrise breaking across the meadow, illuminating blades of emerald grass. Feel the warmth on your face, the softness under your feet. In the ensuing pause, 7 heartbeat counts, sense the reassurance that every need is provided, that his rod guides you away from hidden pitfalls, and his staff gently redirects your steps towards still waters. On the 3rd iteration, lower your voice almost to a whisper. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Allow the hush afterward to deepen into a sacred expanse, 12 heartbeat counts, where you rest in the assurance of divine provision. Notice how the meadow of your mind feels safe, how each breath draws you closer into the hollow of his care. Continue this cycle, each recitation followed by increasingly spacious silence, weaving scripture and imagery into a tapestry of trust. With every loop, imagine yourself leaning into his side, the bond between shepherd and sheep unbroken. If thoughts stray, a flutter of anxiety, acknowledge them gently, then return to the image of green pastures under his watchful gaze. As you repeat the verse up to 6 times, let the repeated declaration lull you like a soft crook of his staff, guiding you into peace. With each pause, rest in the reality that you lack nothing, for he leads you with unwavering tenderness. When you feel complete, linger in the final silence, letting the vision of the shepherded meadow cradle your spirit. Breathe in this sense of beloved belonging, carrying it with you into the next loop and into the rest that awaits. Now, invite the soft cadence of nature into your practice. Imagine distant night birds calling in gentle intervals, a whisper of wind through unseen leaves, the soft patter of dew falling on grass. Close your eyes and take a deep, expansive breath, welcoming the world's nighttime hush. Then, with a calm heart, speak Psalm 46, verse 10. Be still and know that I am God. Let your voice blend with the imagined rustle of leaves, each word carrying the weight of divine assurance. Feel how the phrase "be still" aligns with the pause between bird calls, how "and know that I am God" resonates like moonlight glinting on rippling water. After this first recitation, hold the silence for 6 heartbeat counts, sensing the natural world's quiet support of your inner stillness. On the second repetition, draw out the vowels be, still, and know that I am God. As you speak, picture your breath mingling with the mist rising from a calm pond at midnight, each exhale creating a gentle ripple that carries away any leftover tension. After the utterance, rest in silence for 8 heartbeats, noticing how the imagined night sounds persist softly around you, a comforting backdrop to your stillness. For the third round, soften your tone until the words become a tender murmur. Be still and know that I am God. Let the silence that follows expand to 10 heartbeats, allowing the interplay of scripture and nature's hush to weave together. Feel the rhythm of your heartbeat echo the distant drip of water, a steady reminder that even in darkness, life and presence persist. Continue this cycle of verse and pause, each loop deepening your sense of connection to both God's presence and the natural world. With each recitation, imagine the night's ambience, crickets' faint chorus, the sigh of wind, embracing the phrase as though creation itself echoes the command to be still. With each pause, rest in the combined stillness of your spirit and the world around you. If wandering thoughts intrude, a mental to-do list, a stray worry, acknowledge them briefly, then return to the synchronized duet of breath, word, and nature's quiet song. Trust that each loop draws you further into peace, each heartbeat count of silence anchoring you more firmly in restful awareness. When you feel this loop has run its course, perhaps after 5 or 6 recitations, linger in the final silence until it feels complete. Notice how your breath moves effortlessly, how the imagined nightscape feels alive yet tranquil. Breathe into this deep resonance, carrying the calm of both divine stillness and nature's hush with you as you prepare to transition into the next sacred loop. Return now to the familiar comfort of Psalm 23, verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Close your eyes and inhale deeply, feeling the air fill your body like a gentle vessel. Exhale, releasing every trace of worry into the vastness of the night sky. Speak the verse clearly, letting Lord resonate as the name of your refuge. Shepherd as the emblem of tender guidance. I shall not want as a declaration of complete provision. As the words leave your lips, imagine yourself stepping into a safe harbor, the waters of His care lapping at your feet with soft encouragement. Pause in the silence that follows, counting 7 heartbeats. Notice how your chest softens, how your mind drifts toward still, secure waters under His watchful eye. On the second repetition, draw out shepherd as though savoring each note of a lullaby. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Feel the phrase settle in your spirit like a woven blanket, its fibers infused with divine compassion. Hold the ensuing silence for 9 heartbeats, allowing the sensation of safe harbor to deepen, as though each beat deposits another layer of trust into your heart. For the third utterance, lower your voice until the scripture becomes an intimate whisper. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. In the hush that follows, 11 heartbeat counts. Sense the shepherd's arm around your shoulders, guiding you through a gentle current of rest. Continue this cycle of speaking and silence, each loop reinforcing the truth that you belong in his sanctuary, that every need is met by his unfailing provision. If anxious thoughts surface, kindly set them aside as driftwood on a stream, and return your awareness to the rhythm of breath and the echo of Scripture. With each repetition, let the image of green pastures and still waters grow more vivid. Let the word safe echo within like a heartbeat of assurance. Let the hush expand until only the shepherd's peace remains. Remain here as long as your spirit needs, cradled in his presence, buoyed by his promise, carried into rest. Now release all words and rest in pure stillness. Let your attention drift to the subtle symphony of silence that fills this sacred space. Close your eyes and inhale fully, drawing in the cool air as though tasting the hush of midnight. Exhale gently, feeling your body soften into the support beneath you. There is no scripture to speak in this loop, only the living pause between breaths and the echo of divine presence in the quiet. Notice the infinitesimal gap between inhale and exhale, that luminous moment of pause where thought dissolves and awareness widens. Breathe into that gap, letting it expand until it feels like an entire sanctuary within your chest. Sense how your heartbeat reverberates in the stillness, each pulse a testament to life sustained by grace. If any stray thought emerges, memories, plans, worries, simply observe it as a passing cloud and return your focus to the silent expanse. Feel the weight of your body melt away with every exhale. Shoulders release, jaw unclenches, stomach softens, legs grow heavy. With each inhale, draw in peace itself, imagining it as a gentle light that fills every cell. With each exhale, release any lingering tension, imagining it dissolving into the silent ether. Listen to the sound of absence, the absence of noise, of expectation, of striving, a presence so profound it almost feels tangible. This is the still small voice of God, whispering in the silence, reminding you that in the void of words, his love speaks loudest. Rest here, bathed in that wordless embrace. As minutes pass, you may notice a subtle shift. The silence is no longer empty, but alive with holy possibility. In this living silence, your spirit finds its true home, a refuge beyond time and thought. If you sense a gentle stirring within, an opening of the heart, or a softening of the mind, welcome it without analysis, simply allowing it to be. Continue to breathe in this silent loop as long as you need, 5 minutes, 10, perhaps longer, knowing that each moment spent here is a moment spent in divine fellowship. There is no goal, no expectation, only the simple act of being and breathing in God's stillness. When you feel complete, take one final deep breath that fills every corner of your being with peace. As you exhale, carry the essence of this silence with you. Let it linger in your mind, your heart, your spirit, guiding you gently toward the next loop of sacred practice and deeper rest. Return now to the gentle authority of Psalm 46, verse 10. Close your eyes, inhale slowly and fully, feel the air fill your lungs, expand your ribs like a quiet sanctuary, then exhale, releasing every last bit of tension. Now, with soft, steady cadence, speak the verse. Be still and know that I am God. Let be settle like a soft landing. Still draw your scattered thoughts into a single point of focus, and know, anchor your trust in his promise, that I am God, remind you of his sovereign care. After speaking, hold the silence for 8 heartbeats. Count them in your mind, noticing how each beat echoes the word stillness in your chest. Recite the verse again, this time pacing each syllable like gentle footsteps on a quiet shore. Be still and know that I am God. With each syllable, imagine ripples of divine light radiating from your heart, washing over anxious corners of your mind and smoothing them into calm, still waters. Then rest in silence for 10 breaths, feeling the promise permeate your being. On the 3rd repetition, allow emotion to color your tone. Infuse still with longing for God's presence. Speak no with the certainty of a child resting in a parent's arms, and let I am God resonate as protective assurance. Afterward, pause in wordless reverence for 12 heartbeats. Sense the vastness of His presence holding you, cradling you in peace. Continue this cycle of chanting and pause. Each reading of the verse weaves a deeper tapestry of tranquility. Each silence becomes a living prayer. If stray thoughts drift in, a memory, a worry, greet them kindly, then return your focus to the breath and the sacred word. With subsequent rounds, vary your emphasis. On one loop, linger on be still, drawing out the invitation to rest. On another, dwell on know that I am God, absorbing the truth of His unchanging nature. Notice how the verse feels both familiar and fresh, how its hush grows richer each time you speak it. As you cycle through 4, 5, or more repetitions, let the spaces between words lengthen naturally until the silence itself becomes your meditation. Feel how your body softens further, how your mind settles deeper into the sanctuary you've created. When you sense this loop complete, perhaps after 7 or 8 recitations, linger in the final silence, breathing in the depth of God's stillness and letting it guide you gently toward the next sacred practice. Shift your focus once more to Psalm 23, verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Begin by closing your eyes and taking in a slow, full breath, filling your torso like a vessel brimming with living water. Exhale gently, surrendering any tension to the unseen currents of grace. Softly speak the verse, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Let Lord carry the weight of His name above all names. Shepherd evoke the tender care that guides you, and I shall not want settle any trembling of lack into the certainty of provision. After the words depart your lips, rest in silence for 7 heartbeat counts, sensing how your chest softens, how your breath moves more freely, as though each pause is a tender lullaby from your shepherd. On your next repetition, elongate the phrases, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. As you speak, imagine each word laid gently along a winding path through verdant fields. Lord, stepping before you, shepherd, walking at your side, I shall not want, echoing behind you in gratitude. Then pause for 9 beats, feeling the rhythm of your heart synchronize with the quiet assurance of divine guidance. For the 3rd iteration, lower your voice until the verse becomes an intimate murmur. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. In the hush that follows, 11 heartbeat counts, picture the shepherd's staff resting lightly in his hand, ready to gently nudge you away from anything harmful and steer you toward still waters. Let that image infuse your silence with the calm surety that you are held, provided for, beloved beyond measure. Continue to weave scripture in stillness. Recite the verse, then rest, each cycle deepening your sense of safe harbor. On subsequent rounds, vary your emphasis. Pause slightly longer on shepherd to feel his guidance. Draw out want until it dissolves in the silence. Notice how each variation reveals a new facet of his care. If wandering thoughts arise, a rustle of anxiety, acknowledge them without judgment and return to the breath and the sacred words. Allow the repeated refrain to guide you ever deeper into the meadow of his provision, each pause acting as a gentle invitation to linger in his presence. After 5 or 6 full rounds, remain in the final silence until it feels complete, breathing in the fresh assurance that you lack nothing. Rest here, cradled in the fold of his care, before moving on to the next loop, secure in the knowledge that your shepherd walks with you into every moment of stillness and rest. Tonight, allow a gentle celestial pad of sustained string tones to envelop your senses as you inhale deeply, drawing in a wave of calm that spreads from chest to fingertips. Then exhale, releasing any last vestige of tension. Feel the music's soft swell beneath your awareness like a distant choir of angels. Begin to speak Psalm 46, verse 10, with deliberate reverence. Be still and know that I am God. Pronounce be as an opening invitation to rest. Let still resonate like a low sustained hum in your chest. Allow and know to settle like a warm reassurance across your mind, and let that I am God bloom like a radiant chord in the space between sound and silence. As the final word fades, rest in the music alone for 6 heartbeat counts, sensing the strings' velvet vibration cradle your spirit. Repeat the verse, this time drawing out each phrase. Be still and know that I am God, matching the duration of each vowel with the pad's flowing harmony, feeling how the melody and scripture entwine, dissolving every anxious whisper into the tapestry of sound. After speaking, hold the silence for 8 slow breaths, noticing how the music's absence feels alive, how the hush itself becomes a sacred presence. On the 3rd iteration, soften your tone until the words feel like a tender whisper carried on the pad's undertones. Be still and know that I am God. Then yield to the ensuing silence for 10 heartbeat counts, allowing the combined resonance of word and music to settle into every cell. Continue this dance of recitation and musical pause, each loop weaving the verse deeper into the sanctuary you've created, each interval of stillness amplifying the pad's gentle embrace. If your thoughts wander, simply return to the interplay of breath, scripture, and sound, using the music as your anchor. With subsequent repetitions, let the pad's harmonics rise and fall like ocean tides, guiding your spirit into ever deeper stillness, until the very act of speaking becomes one with the melody, and the silence that follows becomes its own sacred scripture. When you sense this loop complete, perhaps after 5 or 6 recitals, linger in the final convergence of pad tones and holy hush, breathing in the fullness of God's presence as it carries you more deeply into rest. For this final loop, return once more to Psalm 23, verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And let it become the refrain that guides you into deep rest. Close your eyes and inhale fully, feeling the air fill your body like living water pouring into a cup. Exhale gently, imagining any remaining concern flowing out with your breath. Then, in a calm, steady voice, speak the verse. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. As you say Lord, sense his name rising within you like a banner of refuge. As you speak shepherd, envision his protective arm encircling you. As you declare, I shall not want, feel every ache of lack dissolve into confidence. After the words fade, pause in silence for 9 heartbeats, noticing how your body softens and your mind drifts into the promise of provision. On your second recitation, draw the phrase out, letting each syllable linger. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. With each elongated word, imagine golden light pouring from the heavens, washing over you, illuminating whatever darkness remains. In the silence that follows, 11 heartbeats, relish the sensation of being cared for, of every need already met by a loving shepherd. For the third and final utterance, lower your voice to an intimate whisper. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Let the hush afterwards stretch for 13 heartbeat counts, creating a spacious sanctuary within your chest. In that silence, feel the echo of the verse become your heartbeat, syncing your pulse with the rhythm of divine care. Now, without speaking further, rest in the afterglow of this sacred refrain. Sense how your spirit has been cradled, every phrase a gentle fold of his staff, every silence a soft pasture on which your soul grazes in peace. Allow the imagery of green fields and still waters to linger, merging seamlessly with the quiet hum of your breath. If any stray thought arises, a fleeting worry about tomorrow, simply acknowledge it and let it drift away, returning your awareness to the rhythm of your breath and the echo of Psalm 23. Feel how the memory of the verse sustains you even without words, a quiet anthem guiding you toward rest. Remain here as long as you wish, breathing in the fullness of his provision, breathing out every tension. When you feel ready to close this loop, take one final deep inhalation as an affirmation of trust, then exhale fully, surrendering yourself to the peace that awaits beyond thought. In this place of stillness and assurance, you are safe, you are beloved, and you shall not want. As the final echoes of Psalm 23 fade into the night, rest here in the soft glow of divine promise. Feel the shepherd's presence like a gentle warmth beneath your heart, a quiet assurance that you are safe, beloved, and fully provided for. In this sacred stillness, release every lingering thought, each hope, each worry, into his loving hands, trusting that he watches over every detail of your life. Breathe deeply, drawing in peace with each inhale, exhaling any last tremor of unrest. Let your body soften into the embrace of rest, your mind settle into the sanctuary you've created. As you drift towards sleep, carry the melody of his care within you, the promise that you shall not want, the invitation to be still, the certainty that God is ever near. May this silence cradle you through the night, and may you awaken renewed, your spirit anchored in his unending grace. I'll stay right here until dawn finds you rested.